Hi. Hi everyone, welcome back to This Book Belongs to Pam. It's been a while. I feel like I've said those words like 52 times as I refilm this video. So many things have changed. Yes, I'll just catch you up a little bit before we go into the actual video. I have a full-time job now. I've actually been in this job for about almost 6 months. I really enjoy it. It can be stressful, it can be a lot of work, but it's quite fun. It's very different from my past corporate job, which was in finance, and I'm now in digital marketing slash social media, which I guess is somewhat relevant to what I've been doing here on BookTube and stuff. It took me a while to get settled and just, figure out my new timings. Since it's a 9 to 6 job, I have to reconfigure my my schedules and my routines. Second thing you might have already noticed is there's something going on with my mouth. So I actually got a splint. This is what it looks like. I'm not gonna show you with it in my mouth because that's a bit gross. So I kind of talk a little bit different. I don't notice it as much if I talk a bit slow, but when I talk really fast, things just start happening that I have no control over. So I'm gonna try my best to talk slow, which is pretty hard for me. And the third update is I was actually in California for 7 weeks as of 5 days ago. I just got back to the Philippines five or 6 days ago, and I was there just visiting family, having fun, visiting a couple of new places. And segueing from that US trip, I asked Instagram yesterday what you would like to see me film first. Most of you said a book haul because I kind of got naughty and I actually got a lot of books. I've never bought this many books at once, for the past 10 years, more than 10 years. So I thought it would be great to share with you everything that I got in the US and just jump right back into BookTube, right? Okay, I'm gonna do this in order of when I got it. So I'm actually gonna start with a book that I pre-ordered here in the Philippines. I only got it 2 days before I flew, and that is Gallant by V. Schwab. So this, I believe, is V. Schwab's latest release, and I think it's middle grade. I don't really know much about that, but what I know of this is that it's kind of like Coraline. It's getting darker. Why? It's kind of like Coraline in the sense that there's this portal to an alternate universe inside this creepy house looking thing. I really love the cover for this, by the way. And it's also this weird square-ish. It's not a square, but a shorter rectangle. And the end paper is very pretty. I hope it's pretty good. I haven't watched any wrap-ups that included this book, so I'm pretty much going in blind, and I'm flicking through now, and there are, where is it? There are illustrations. See? Illustrations, pretty much like Coraline. So hopefully this is good. I'm looking forward to reading it. Not anytime soon though. I'm not really in the mood for it, but yeah, that's Gallant by V. Schwab. Not really from the US, but let's just lump it all together. Next book that I got this from my first visit to Barnes & Noble. The first one I got is actually Full Metal Alchemist Volume 3. This is the Full Metal editions. I love it because it's hardbound and it has this foiling. I really love this edition. I'm trying to collect all of them. I currently have 7. And I still have a long way to go because I think they're at 18 right now, and I think they're still releasing more. The manga itself is already completed, but this edition, I think they're still in production for it. So it's super heavy actually, even though it's very thin, because the pages are glossy and very thick, very durable. So yeah, Full Metal Alchemist Full Metal Edition with Roy Mustang at the cover. Love that. And then I actually went to Davis, California, which is where my sister is studying. And there's a used comic books board game store in there, and I went and I wasn't really looking for anything, but I found volume 1 of Neil Gaiman's The Sandman Chronicles. This one is, I'm not sure if this is the original cover, but this was the cover that I had before, because I used to have this, like the first 5 volumes. I think I read it before, like the first 5 volumes only, and I sold it. I sold those copies when we moved to this house, and I still regret it because I really like the cover for this editions. The ones that you can easily find in bookstores now are the 30th edition, 30th anniversary editions. I don't love those covers, but this covers I really love. So I'm planning to collect this again. I haven't watched a Netflix show actually. I don't know if I want to read this first or watch the show first, but yeah. First volume, Sandman by Neil Gaiman. You can already see a peek of it over there, but I actually discovered this store through Jan Agaton's videos, and I didn't know that there were like locations in California, very sparse. I thought it was like an East Coast thing, but I saw a Half Price Books, that's the name of the store, Half Price Books, in Fremont, which is like a 40-minute drive or like 30-minute drive from where we live. So it's pretty far for US, but we were driving on the way there anyway, so dropped by and I kind of splurged a bit. I got a lot of books because I was just so excited to find hardcovers at discounted prices in very good quality. So first thing that I got is Illuminate by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I have not read this series before, the Illuminate Files, but I was really curious because this cover, look at this. It's like a plastic, see-through plastic, and it has all of this redacted stuff. The design is just, my design heart is just beating so hard when I saw this book. And also, it's kind of like gimmicky. It's written in like this files and letters. It's not like a full of words and stuff. So I'm super interested. I've heard pretty good things about this actually. And guess what? The original price for this is $18.99, but I got it at Half Price Books for $10.49. I kept the sticker. $10.49. So what a steal. So I was really happy to see that. So it was like a no-brainer for me. It was very heavy though, but at 10 or like $10.5, you can't beat that. Now since I got this, I also got Gemina, which is the second book in the Illuminate Files series. And this one also same, it has this plastic covers and very pretty naked covers. Super excited to actually read this. And this one, the original price is $19.99 and I got it for $9.99. Super cool. That's really like, that's literally half price. And I didn't get the third book because there was actually nothing in stock. Really, the quality is good. Like, it's pretty much brand new. Yeah, so those are the first 2 books that I got. And then this one, I got this not really half price because it's a new release. I'm actually surprised that I found it there. You can still find new releases at discounted but not half price. This one is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I discovered this book through Carrie Can Read. She really spoke highly of this book, which made me super excited to read it because we kind of have similar reading tastes. And this one, the original price is $28 and I got this for $22.40. So not super discounted, but still any discount is okay with me, especially since this is a new release. Also, I'm happy that I got the non-Book of the Month edition because I believe that this was in Book of the Month and there are actually a lot of Book of the Month books in Half Price Books. I'm happy that I didn't get that because I hate the spine branding that I do, the one at the top. I really hate that. I think it kind of ruins the spine design, so I prefer to get the ones that are not Book of the Month editions. So I'm happy that I got that. Super excited to read this actually. I'm gonna try and schedule this in my TBR maybe for next month. So yeah, that's Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle 7. The last book that I got from Half Price Books, I'm super excited about it because I have been scouring the internet and the bookstores for this book. I was looking at it brand new. I was looking for resellers. I was looking for people who are selling it second hand. I found one before that was selling it at like what, $50, because it's so hard to find now. $50 is just too much. So I was browsing and I was so shocked that I think I audibly gasped when I saw 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami. This book, I have been looking for it for such a long time. Every time I go to a bookstore, I check if they have this. Every time I go to a secondhand like shop online, I look for this and I never find it. I found it once through like a reseller who was selling it for like $50, which is just crazy. So I didn't buy it then, which I'm happy that I did it, because I found this at Half Price Book. This was the exact edition that I wanted. This has this cover, which I love, with this spine. Super love this cover. It's like a Japanese washi paper. It's like sheer, and it has all 3 books in one, because normally 1Q84 hardcover editions are split into 3 smaller books because it's very long, but this one is just all in one book. So I'm super happy for that. I love everything about this edition, and I think the original price for this was $30.50. I got this for $19.99. So it's not super discounted, it's not half price, but it's way cheaper than the $50 that I almost paid for when I saw it on like eBay, I think. So yeah, 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami. I'm so happy. There's like a unicorn. This is a gem for me. I'm so happy that I found it. This made the trip to Half Price Books really worth it, and honestly, if I had to leave all of the books that I got in the box because it would, you know, my luggage limit would be over, this was the only book that I was going to bring. But thankfully I managed to squeeze everything and bring them home. I had to leave a lot of my clothes behind. My priorities, right? So yeah, 1K84 by Haruki Murakami. So now we are down to the last trip that I made to Barnes & Noble again. I got volume 6 of Full Metal Alchemist. Like I said, I was collecting this, so this is just volume 6. Love the like purple foiling. I love this edition so much. I can't wait to binge this. Still have a lot of volumes that I need to collect before I can do that, but here we go. And then I also got Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I've been interested in reading a lot more classics. I'm not like super prioritizing it, but this was one of the classics that I really wanted to read. And actually I want to read this a bit more academically. Like I want to look for a class or an online free course where I can study this, like really read it through the context of when it was written, of the author's life or whatever. I think I would appreciate it more if I read it through a more like, I guess, informed lens. So yeah, and this edition is really pretty. I think it's a Barnes & Noble exclusive, it says here, and thankfully I can remove this sticker. I love the typography. I was actually initially checking out the Penguin cloth bound classics, but honestly the design didn't really vibe with me. If ever I'm gonna buy classics, I really want them to like be very unique in their own right. I don't want like a matching set, if you will. It also has like this sort of like, it's sprayed edges, but it's very subtle. It's not like super dark red. It kind of feels like blood that's spilled on the pages, which I guess is kind of perfect for the genre. So yeah, that's Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. And lastly, and I think one of the more beautiful books that I got, is How High We Go in the Dark by, I'm sorry about this, Sekiya Nagamatsu. I forgot to Google how to pronounce the name. Sorry about that. So yeah, Sekiya Nagamatsu. I really love this cover. Look at that. Very like simple, but at the same time it has a lot of like personality to it. I love the choice of having the title go top to bottom, and it also has this raw edges. I'm not sure what it's called. I think there's like a term for it. Like they didn't trim the edges, so it's very like raw, and I love that. It really adds to the character of the book. From what I've heard online, it's very good. So, How High We Go in the Dark by Sekiya Nagamatsu. So those are all of the books that I got from my US trip, and I really had fun just browsing. I think I went to the bookstore at least twice a week, or maybe like 3 times a week, just to browse, check out new stuff. I even posted a couple of reels because whenever I pass by like an independent bookstore, I want to take a video of it, share it on my reels. And this one from an independent store in Davis, California, actually popped off. I think it was the audio I used. It was probably trending or something. And yeah, this bookstore, visit it if you're nearby. It's an independent bookstore, and they have really interesting books in there. They have a lot of the new releases as well, so there's lots of cool things to find in there. And supporting independent bookstores is always the way to go. Yeah, so I did a couple of reels of independent bookstores, and I had a lot of fun just experimenting with that. Maybe I'll do more of it. I hope to enjoy this video. Maybe you found something that you wanted to read or buy for yourself. I will try to include links below. And that's it for me this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye!
Moving on a fast train, life's going straining just to catch a glance, reining in everything I left behind, to catch a glimpse of moment, picture stars and trees.